Hey y'all, I'm coming to y'all with that promised video. It's that Grappler Baki manga overview. Now, if you have not checked out the series of Baki, which is, unfortunately not as well known in the manga community as it should be. Some may call it a cult classic, but it's not. This is the stuff of legend, okay? You need to check it out if you are into martial arts, fighting, if you're into, sports, a great story period. You need to check out Grappler Baki, the first of the Baki series, okay? First of the Baki series. Go check out the series, go check out the manga, as well as check out my video on my volume 1 review, sort of, kind of, whatever I did. It's going to be down in the link. The link's going to be down in the description below. My bad, it's just thoughts going in my head about this greatness. Now, I finished up this manga last week. It probably would have been finished earlier last week or the week before, but the Kid Saga, I took off a bit for that one, just cause, going into that, I was not too stoked, but it actually ended up being a great flashback arc. Great flashback saga, for about 2 different volumes. I was not expecting that. And the way they left off with a cliffhanger, it's like, yo, that backstory was serious. Baki, yo, we need to find out. I'm gonna find out in probably the second series as to why Baki, how did he change? But anyways, where do I start? Where do I begin? Let me begin with talking about, do I begin with the characters? Do we begin with fights? Let me start with the fights, man. Well, no, let me start with the world that's created. Like, the world, fights, then the characters, and then I'll probably call it a video. Because that's mainly the plot of this manga series, this first installment, was due with. Yeah. This world, like, it changes up. It normally begins, well, first of all, we're introduced into the martial arts, with the whole championship match between Hanma Baki and Suedo, right? Then we shift a little bit into Baki, kind of his home area. Well, not his home area, but like his apartment area. And we meet the nice landlady and her daughter and everything. Then we go a little bit to school, and then from there, pretty much the entirety of the rest of the plot of this particular series of the Baki, franchise or whatever, is centered around the underground tournament, which had been hinted at for like 20 or so chapters. And then when we get into it, the underground tournament, it kept talking about an underground world. I'm thinking it's possibly Yakuza, but I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm thinking more Yakuza, underground stuff, underworld. It's sort of kind of like that, except it's an underground warrior society. Like, it's not. It's like Fight Club 3 times the third level of Fight Club. We talking about professional fighters here, the best of the best. We talking about elite status, whether you sumo, karate, kempo, boxing, wrestling, whatever you are, whatever your style is, any style can face each other. That's crazy. Not quite death matches. It's like one not below death matches, and no weapons allowed. Other than that, anything else goes. You get some. These fights are ridiculous. These fights, like, this world ain't no games. And then it gets pushed to the next level, to where you get legends. You get your Hanma, Yujiro, and Orochi Dopo. You get Toba, okay? You get these legends coming in here, and it takes it to the whole nother level. To the point where Takugawa, the kind of owner of the underground place, it's been in the family business, you could say, for 300 years, since the Edo period of Japan. You understand? It's been this underground thing. When the shoguns no longer allowed, the government didn't allow, but it didn't matter. The people wanted fights, and there's like 1,000 people in this place. Very trusted, very screened through. This place, it's a quite large complex. It's about 6 stories below the surface of the Tokyo Dome or something or another, right? Also, that with this world, like you see Everlast, you see Nike, you see Adidas, like you can see it's the 90s, like, and I have to mention this, I love the art style. Yo, these 90s authors, these early 90s mangaka could draw, they could draw some next level stuff, okay? They were excellent. Yo, the comedy in this was on point when it was there, it was golden. But yo, the emotions, the serious expressions, you couldn't help but feel like you were engaged, you were engulfed. Now, it didn't engage me quite to the level of Holy Land. That's because Holy Land, how do you describe Holy Land? Like, it's seinen. This was shown. This was dark shonen, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? On like some Hunter x Hunter and Attack on Titan, aka and Shingeki no Kyojin. It was dark shonen. So, you know, seinen is on a different plane. It's just different for you. But with Baki, I'm not knocking Baki because at this point it's my 5th favorite manga. It got into the top 5 spot. You know, it just brought the fire. Practically every chapter you were feeling that in Fuego. I mean, yo, we're talking 90 chapters and it made my top 5. I mean, that in of itself is highly impressive. Highly impressive. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, obviously there's other, so the series isn't over, so to say, but this series in itself, you look at doggone the characters. Now, let me deal with the fights, then I'll deal with characters. That's what I said. Yo, that Baki versus Suedo battle, that battle, you know, that karate matchup, that showed you, and then we saw glimpses of what Baki can do. Okay, and first off, I must say this because Tokugawa said this, you know, the grappler Baki style. Baki is not really a grappler; he's a striker. That's a misstatement. Okay, he can do grappling. It's kind of like if you read Holy Land, Kamisha Ryu. He knows grappling techniques, but he's not a grappler. He's a striker. I mean, that's what it is. Baki's different from you, but at the same time, he's a striker more than a grappler. But yo, that battle, you knew this manga was serious. In that volume 1, that battle between Suedo, that was straight manly. That was some beast action, and they only elevated from there. From there, well, it wasn't really a matchup with the boxer dude, who we see later on at Baki's high school, right? But Baki showed him group shit. Baki was about to break his hand, yo. Some G stats, some straight gangster stats. And then we go from there and we actually get into the underground tournament. The cord cutter. Shinogi Kosho, I believe. Because there was 2 brothers. There was the Shinogi brothers, right? Baki fought both of them. Yo, the cord cutter. Like this, his backstory. And I gotta say this, man. Everybody, like, once they got to the underground facility, besides Yanuma Yujiro, he didn't, we as you know, he's the main antagonist of the series. He's Baki's father, right? We'll get more into him later. But all the backstories. These are how you do flashbacks, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, Shinogi Kosho, this dude here, and how he was fine, like he stopped a bull with his cord cutting seconds. He's with his sensei, his master taught him the technique, and after that, his master, doggone, I don't want to spoil it, but his fingers, dedicated his fingers and say, I'm done, I'm retiring. That was straight, that was like, whoa, really? What? Come on. So doggone, this dude is taking Baki. Unfortunately, the doctor's able to sew him, but you could see this series was not, the blood was there, the brutality. This is fighting. This was some real fighting. This was real martial arts. And then doggone the Toba match. Like, hold on. The doggone Hamabaki Toba versus Mount, aka, as his wrestler name, Mount Toba. But we saw some real wrestling. Toba, this dude here, man, first of all, he's massive, he's huge. But before the actual match, the thing I led up to is, you got one guy, Baki, before that, Baki's scheduled to fight another dude, right? This dude is it's ridiculous. He's a tank. You think he's a tank, right? He's a wrestler, and the dude embarrasses, foreigners piss him off after he takes a dive, and he knocks out. Like, these 5 martial artists, wasn't in the fight, but these 5 martial artists try to challenge him because they don't think it's right that he's allowed to fight Baki, right? This is before the wrestler incident. So 4 of them go at it, and one of them, who knows a certain type of samba or whatever, he's a student of Izo Motobe, which is an important figure. He's a legendary figure of himself. He's a jiu-jitsu master, okay? And I mean, he's easily OG, double OG. I don't know about triple OG. I don't know if he's on the status of Orochi Dopo or Hama Yujiro, but I'll say he's double OG status. Anyways, this dude, he just clowns people, right? But he pisses off the wrestling organization. Toba comes up in there. Like, I mean, he's training, he's a beast, and he's showing all this training. Toba comes up there and just destroys him. So, before that, Baki is training with Motobe because Motobe, former sensei of the wrestler, he's training to beat the dude and say, this dude knows all my techniques or whatever. Bite through the window, becomes Baki. Flips the switch. Straight up revenge. Like, to fight against Toba. And during the match, we see Toba didn't even have, he's a good guy. It's sad, but he's a good guy. You understand what I'm saying? He's not a bad dude. So it's like, but you see his backstory with him as a kid, and he wants to be strong, but then his sensei, his master dies. He gets killed, and he's like, no more weakness, and he just becomes, his legs, he learns his techniques, and he becomes absolutely devastated. And so Baki, what they have to do, Baki, age got to him. So you can say Baki kind of got a cop out, but that's fighting. His knee gave way. He couldn't beat Baki no more in his body. He was 40 plus. You understand? These guys, 40, 50, 60 years old. Orochi Dopo, 60 years old. Hama Baki's either 40 or 50. You had General Strider. We didn't see him fight. He's like 50 plus years old. Toba in his 40s. These dudes are monsters. Okay, they're absolute, especially Yujiro. He's an absolute monster. But anyways, with Toba, that battle, that flashback, beautiful. That battle, very well done, very well done. And so, from there, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, then we get into the 2-bout, okay, the 2-bout saga, whatever. And yeah, you want to talk about the stuff of legend? You want to talk about a legendary fight? Hama Yujiro versus Orochi Dopo. And Dopo's, his thing, and fortunately they're able to fix him up, and I'll get to that. But y'all, like I said, y'all just gotta read it to understand the impact. I'm just giving y'all the rundown. Like, Hama Baki, the freaking fighting Hama Baki, aka the Ogre, aka the strongest creature alive. Polar bears, no problem. This dude, it's like, what the hell? And he's like, his face, no scars or nothing. Unlike Orochi, unlike some of these other dudes, no scars. Orochi Dopo, 10th degree Dan in karate. This dude, he comes into and if you see my volume 1 video, you know what I'm talking about. He comes into the series, and he just destroys an earthen pipe. This big old earthen cylinder, right? This dude, he's got names for days. He's got the Tiger Killer. He's the Tiger. He's the god of fighting. He's the god of this dude's got names for days. He's the legend. And this fight, he gives Yujiro a run for his money. And the thing is, they had faced off, and it was a revenge match. Because, and before that, Motobe fought Yujiro in the park, and Yujiro just showed his excellence. And Motobe, he tried it, and they did it on grass. And Yujiro even did moves, I think jiu-jitsu moves, if not judo moves, against Motobe. Turned his own style against it, because you gotta understand, Hama Yujiro literally is a fighting genius. And I got turned on to this series because a dude told me, about Hama Yujiro, and I looked up and I saw Baki. I'm like, yo, fighting genius, and I'm like, I hadn't heard of this series, and I'm like, somebody just didn't suggest, and I told him you were right. Somebody just didn't suggest something like this, because I think I made a video. What is it, fighting genius? Go check that out. Don't know if I'll put that in the description. Oh no, I'll probably put that in the description, and I'll explain what fighting genius is. And Hama Yujiro, yeah. Hama Yujiro. Yujiro at this point is my second favorite character in all fiction. At this point, you understand? Like, yo, this dude's ridiculous, and his demeanor. And the thing is, sometimes he be sweating. Like, if you're powerful, you get this dude to sweat, and it's like, whoa, you don't see that from these OP characters. But I mean, Dopo, this dude, like what he went through and what Yujiro was getting it handed to him. But then it was like he leveled up. He went into ogre mode, and his back gets the face of an ogre. And when he goes in the move, he just it's like you can't beat him. He's unbeatable. Okay, he's undefeatable. This dude, like, what the mess. And Dopo was nothing. And these dudes pulling out some of these top tier ancient techniques. I mean, Yujiro pulls out like this royal, from Okinawa, this royal technique where he can attack you from anywhere. Dopo pulls out this doggone ultimate defense. I mean, it's just like, whoa, this is worth the level. You can know at this point Baki's nowhere near this level. Because Baki Mango is to fight his father, okay? To fight Hama Yujiro. And you're like, yeah, Baki, you're not there quite yet, bro. You're just not there. You're not doing this. You know what I'm saying? You can't even touch. You can't touch Dopo, let alone touch around your father. And then doggone Yujiro, like, just, and then we think Dopo, he's on the verge of death. And then we got this dude, Shinobi Kuroha. Okay, this dude, we talking about Adonis, we talking about big, he's massive. She's bulk, she's massive. And this dude turns out to be the real villain of this series, of the Grappler Baki, installment of the Baki franchise, right? This dude is a villain. This dude knows a lot, but he's experimenting on his patience and stuff. It's like, yeah. Baki was scared to face it. And plus he had seen the fight between Dopo and his father, and that was just like, dudes. And even Tokugawa, that made him regret the match. He thought he was all gunning, but that was real fighting. And so we got Kureha, Shinobi Kureha. Now he's a brother of Shinobi, the other brother, Shinobi. He was beaten up pretty badly, to say the least. But Baki spared the other Shinobi. And Kureha's like, hey, I'm not really doing this for you. It's some revenge thing. I'm doing this to show that these martial artists are cocky, and it's his whole thing. Like, you can despise this dude. And so Kureha comes in, but he actually does say Dopo, but it wasn't for anything. It's because he knows the human anatomy. But at first, like, the exchanges between him and Baki, it's like he's going at it, but he's doing not. His punches don't really do anything. And I mean, you gotta see Baki. Baki is all scarred up. I mean, from previous thing, he come into this series just like, yo, Baki. And I'll explain another thing about it. Like these characters are just built. They're manly. Like, they're ripped and all that jazz. These dudes come in with these solid 4-packs and some of them with some 6-packs. But anyways, with Kureha, this dude, like, then he turns up and he's about to be, and then Baki one shot, like, that whole fight, like, that was some, like, you honestly thought Baki, before you felt Baki was going to, but you honestly thought Baki he was going to get, killed, or possibly killed. That's how intense that battle was. And then we head into a flashback on it, and we meet some characters, like, the characters we meet, first of all, we see Baki fighting 100 dudes, like, we just see, to explain the kid saga, you just gotta read it. And then this dude, this 15-year-old Yakuza boss, Hanayama, scarred up with good. He looks like a woman, just massive, he's huge. We see what he can do. His grip strength. He doesn't have speed. His speed and punch power, but his grip strength is ridiculous. We meet a little bit of Hamabaki's mom, Akazawa, I forget whatever, because we only barely saw it at the end, as a scene, like nudity, just saying. But anyway, she's good looking and attractive and whatever. Baki's just different. I mean, at this point in the flashback, or he's 13, and we see him fight, and then he loses a fight for the first time. This dude Yuri, world champion, and he's trying to hold 6 different divisions. And Yuri's a cool guy too. I like him and Hanayama. But with these characters, yeah, Baki, first of all, Baki, incomplete, we were left on a cliffhanger as to why how he changed from 13-year-old to a 17-year-old. So manly, level-headed. This dude can be cool, cold. This dude can be hilarious, comedic. Like with his exchange with the landlady's daughter, that's some funny stuff. Being the new whatever. This dude, he's hardworking. He's striving. I mean, he's just a phenomenal protagonist. Then we got Hanma Yujiro. What can I really say about Hanma Yujiro to you? Hanma Yujiro is just a phenomenal character all around. You just have to read him to totally understand. Like, he's an antagonist. He's like a Madara. Uchiha Madara, but different. He's different. I'm saying this on that antagonist. Like, with Double Yujiro, he's got this pride. And one of the things I didn't mention with the Baki versus Toba fight, right, is the spirit of a warrior. Okay, that was great. Oh, and one of the things I also gotta mention, Kureha called out Yujiro. Like, the arrogance, the insolence, as Yujiro said. This dude, I mean, he's a martial artist. He's got, wearing all black. I mean, he's got the kung fu shoes, you know what I'm saying? This dude comes in, and he's like an animal, but he knows what he's, like, he knows, they say he's perfected every style. I've been waiting to find it. He's perfected every style. Are you kidding me? Like, yo, this dude's on that next level as a martial artist. Like, strictly martial artist. He on that, at least Goku status. Okay, at least. I'm not talking about how powerful, because you can say no, but he's beyond from normal. I don't know how powerful he actually is. I'll see, okay, as the series goes on. But, I mean, yeah, this dude, like, as a warrior, I mean, first of all, his pride as a warrior, pride as a fighter. I mean, he goes and just cleans up these martial artists. He just beats people, he just kills people in the past. And Stridham talks about his backstory a little bit in his war. He used no guns, none of that. He just went in and just murdered people. That's where he really got it. I mean, this dude, it's like, yo, he's a one-man army, literally. And if you're not top tier fighting stage, don't forget about it. You're not going to touch this guy. You're not going to touch this. This dude's just too good, too skilled, too fast, too everything. Okay? He knows too many techniques. He knows too many styles. Pride is a warrior. Pride is a man. You know what I'm saying? But he also, very underneath it all, he really does take pride as a father. Now, he doesn't really show that. And Baki, Fuso, has a reason to be angry at his father. But Yujiro is really proud of his son. Because one of the things, like, for example, he says for Yujiro, I mean, for Baki to be I think it was Toba, and he's like, yo, in his head, he's like, after he comes down, oh no, I think it was to be Kureha. Yeah, it was actually to be Kureha, and he's like, he comes down, and he goes back up, and he says that he, Baki, beat this dude so he can come challenge me. Now, one of the things about Yujiro, he's very intermittent. As soon as he came up in the picture, he's like, yo, Baki didn't do this right, do this, ooh, that was a nice move, ooh, yeah. And even congratulated Baki on a certain technique. If you don't do it, he's like, he's a fighter, he knows this. And plus, he's actually very intelligent. Besides just fighting, he's a phenomenal character. Orochimaru. What's to be said about this character? This dude, he's got the villainous looks, but he's not a villain. Like, this dude's powerful as a mug. This dude, like, he's built. He's just this 50. He's 55. He's about to be in decline. He's in his prime. He's like the kind of characters of, like, different because he's younger, but on some Whitebeard Edward Newgate, and Monkey D. Guard from One Piece. Those kind of characters. Those OGs, triple OGs. Like, you get that, grandfatherly feel. Like, they'll teach her, and they're powerful as a mom. You know, it's just manly. Like, yo, this is how I kind of want to be. You know, as far as in strength and presence, the aura it gives off. And I'm old. The only reason, Yujiro caught him slipping 8 years in back. I think it was 8 years, and Motobi was 10 years or something like that. I think, okay, Orochi was 10 years and Motobi was 8 years or something like that. But I'm gonna be both of them. Orochi was drunk, so that's the thing. But Orochi loves to have a good time. But he sees and he loves the fight. He loves fighting. He loves the whole thing about it. He like owns a whole bunch of dojos. He's got a million different students in his, you know, family of dojos and a bunch of stuff. But he's what, you know, he's like that exec, that CEO that can get his hands dirty. But like I said, like, to understand him fully, you have to read the manga. To me, trying to explain it is very hard because there's a lot that goes into his character, but there's a lot of subtleties. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, what is it? Captain Stridon, General Stridon, whatever his name was. Stridon, like, he's a minor character in a series, but at this point, but he does, you know, and obviously Baki knows him, and he fought alongside of Yujiro, but he's important to give perspective. You got Kato, he becomes a side character, and he almost wanted to challenge Baki early on, but he wasn't at his level, and he's a student of Dopo, Orochi Dopo. Sort of kind of former student. He dealt with the Yakuza, but then Dopo shows him, you ain't on that level yet. And so, you know, he becomes an observer, and you see him quite a bit. Different characters with Super Sweater. We see that one dude I mentioned, I forget his name. He's got a kind of interesting cut. The wrestler dude, we see him a bit more after his first initial. I mean, Toba, I kind of explained when during the fight, he's a nice guy, but he's powerful. You know, he doesn't give up. His perseverance, I mean, he's admirable. This is a dude who comes in there and gets things done. And I mean, he's got two sides to him. He has his normal side, Mount Toba, or, you know, three side, because it was an entertainer. Then it was you know, his regular fighting. Then he's got like this demon of the east status, demon of the way, and he just goes and wrecks people. Like, he just does things and just breaks people, literally breaks people. But too much of that was too much strain on his body for over 25 years. I mean, just dude's a giant. He's like on some like almost Andre the Giant status. Now, he ain't no 7 whatever, but he was like 6'6", and his knees just gave way, which was, you know. But the thing, Baki did, Shinobi, both of the Shinobi, bro, like, yeah. To try to explain them, first of all, Shinobi Kosho, like, the dude for the longest time, during the whole fight, he looked like a female. He looked like, he had the body of a male, but his face and his hair looked like a female. Afterwards, you could see he's more manly. But, like, yo, like, the white lip, like, yo, it was confusing. But anyway, he's actually a legit fighter in his own right. He ain't that top tier level, but he mastered a certain style and became his own, and that was actually Kureha. He's the kind of guy you love to hate, although, you know, none of these characters are very simplistic, which is the problem when we trying to really go in depth with each of them. But we see dog Hanayama, he doesn't really talk to the Yakuza boss, right? He doesn't really talk, but he gets results. You know, he's still very threatening presence. Yuri's backstory is beautiful. It's beautiful. These are the flashback characters. He's beautiful, and yeah, see where it goes from there. And I'll go Ime, I got whatever. Baki's mom, not married obviously to Hamna Baki or anything like that, but she'll play an important part later. But she wants her, you know, makes these fights for her son to fight. Like, it's a whole, like, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, this series, you know, about 30 minutes into this video. But anyways, this is my overview of Grappler Baki. It's a must-see, must-read. You got to check this series out. And Unexpected Wonder, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me y'all thoughts if you read the series. Like I say, if you haven't seen this, you know, video description, of the volume 1 take and all that. And yeah, until next time, yo. Oh, and the Fighting Genius video. Yeah, check that one out too. Alright, y'all. Peace.